Wait, what is this brand new, Hans? This
Yeah.
tweet? Okay, we're just going to show you a tweet from Elon just dropped right now.
Yeah, within like the last 3 minutes.
Breaking news.
Oh my
Right.
God. So he says, I am uncomfortable growing Tesla to be a leader in AI and robotics without having 25% voting control. This is him saying that he wants, he would welcome a new compensation package enough to be influential, but not so much that can't be overturned. Unless that is the case, I would prefer to build products outside of Tesla. Oh my God. You don't seem to understand that Tesla is not one startup, but a dozen. Simply look at the delta between what Tesla does and GM. As for stock ownership itself being enough motivation, Fidelity and other own similar stakes to me. Why don't they show up for work? This is in reply to Yashu, who says Elon owns 411 million shares of Tesla. Isn't that enough incentive enough for Tesla, the company, to do well? This is people arguing that there's no need to give them
the tweet on screen yet, Herbert.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, guys. I was just,
okay.
I thought for sure. Oh my gosh, you guys, you got to tell me. Sorry. Okay, sorry. Let me get back there. So this is his tweet. Sorry, guys. Oh my God, this is big deal. He is wanting his compensation package. He wants to have 25% voting control. And he's basically saying, if I don't have Fidelity and others have similar stakes to me, why don't they show up for work? Wow. This is Elon just 5 minutes ago. This is great.
Now, parse the first sentence again. I am uncomfortable growing it because of the AI. So he wants to make sure, I guess he's got some concern at being taken in the wrong direction. He's uncomfortable with that.
Yes.
It's not that he wants necessarily control of Tesla, but he's just afraid that if he doesn't have enough voting rights, that there's the possibility that other people may turn it in a direction that he completely disagrees with.
A bot army. Okay.
Yes.
This now makes a ton of sense. And of course, AI. Yeah, robotics and AI company.
Now this is voting. This is not necessarily ownership. That can be done a little bit differently, however the compensation package is. So he probably would be fine with a number of shares, just so long as his voting rights never goes below 25%. So it gives him a certain amount of control, but hey, it still wouldn't be that hard to overrule him. I mean, 75% is not owned by him, or let's say 75% voting rights would not be his.
I can't believe this sentence, though. This is such an amazing sentence. Unless that's the case, I would prefer to build products outside of Tesla. Whoa. Okay, I guess I would look at that as a positive, because this means that he's going to get his 25% voting control. That means he's going to stay with Tesla. That's what, I mean, obviously you can look at it the other way around. It's a threat.
Yeah, potentially.
Well, I mean, we've already seen him come through with that XAI is not something that is occurring inside of Tesla. And this is probably part of the logic behind why it is not being done inside of Tesla. Obviously, there's a tight integration with X as well. And so, from that standpoint, it kind of makes sense to a certain degree. But Dojo obviously is something that is part of Tesla. And you would think that that would present at least a strong reasoning why you would want to do it inside of Tesla. And so, yeah, I think this really does reveal the thought process that Elon Musk kind of goes through as he makes these decisions. And it does lend a lot of credence. People have basically speculated that this was the exact reason. And I think, this kind of settles that.
And also he says, you don't seem to understand that Tesla's not one startup, but a dozen. So that means that if he gets his 25% control, he will keep all those startups.
Right, but the other thing you remember about XAI, he was asked why that was not part of Tesla to begin with, and he said because of the group that he's able to wanted to put together, they were not interested in doing it within Tesla. Yeah. They wanted to feel like they were part of an independent company. Right, exactly, exactly.
Yep.
Wow. Okay, this is great. I mean, I'm looking at it as a positive.
Yeah, I think that means that we're basically going to get a new compensation package presented. The reason that he's saying this now specifically is because we'll probably get one at the Q4, annual results. If not then definitely soon, I would think.
I think the other way to look at it is he's seeing some kind of results that is, I guess, maybe scaring him a little bit, that if he was to lose control of it, could do something he thinks is untoward, and he wants to make sure that it's definitely kept under control. So again, that's kind of a positive, that the technology he's seeing is now matured to a particular level. It's like, wow, it's able to do a lot, but again, we have to be very careful what the direction these things are taken.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But also remember that Elon is the type of person who has thought that we were, a year away from solving FSD for the past 8 years. So he may be seeing something that, yes, it does scale. It gets us all the way there. But it's going to be a longer road than maybe he thinks right now, potentially. But man, the progress recently has been so insane that he is more than likely has a better sense for the time frame on Optimus than he did with FSD. Because the thing that he didn't understand with FSD was just how close to full AGI that they had to be. And I think that that's why, roughly Optimus and FSD should be able to occur at the same time, because they both essentially require AGI. And so we shouldn't see, another 6-year delay behind when they finally solve FSD for the Optimus to be something that's incredibly useful and profitable for the company, their ability to scale to large numbers and all those things.
Whoa. Okay. So, so we've seen them drop this video. We've seen them drop the Gen 2 video. I'm fully expecting that they're going to show us a brain, autonomy, being able to do this autonomously, right?
As soon as it's ready, yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then we would be able to extrapolate from there that if we're shown this autonomously within a few weeks, then we know they're able to get this and train on that data pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So we might be able to use that as some sort of benchmark of how quickly they're able to do the turnaround between training Optimus and a few things and have full autonomy. That will give us an idea of how mature the AI is at this point.
Okay. Let me just repeat what's happened today. So an hour ago, Elon dropped this. Optimus folds a shirt. We've been playing that video, 14 seconds, but it's teleoperated. You got a teleoperation happening there. He clarified that Optimus cannot yet do this autonomously, but certainly will be able to do this fully autonomously and in an arbitrary environment. Won't require a fixed table with a box that's only on one shirt. So we've just been watching that and looking at it. You can see that that there's about 7 or 8 bots behind them, most of them Gen 1. And then just now we had Elon sharing that he's got his little concept about it's sort of all coming together at the same time with the discussion about whether or not he should actually get a compensation package. And he said, I'm uncomfortable growing Tesla to be a leader in AI and robotics without having 25% voting control. Scott and Hans are saying that, well, because if you don't have voting control, you're afraid that the AI and robotics could go in a different direction. Somebody could decide that they're going to vote and make this a bot army, So he needs to be influential, not so much that I can't be overturned. And then he goes, unless that's the case, I would prefer to build products outside of Tesla. So that's the thing, right? He wants to get his voting control. He wants to have full control, or not full control, but something. And you don't seem to understand. Tesla's not one startup. It's going to be a dozen. And then he said, as for stock ownership itself being enough motivation, because people are saying he has so much stock right now. Even if he grows it by 10x, he'll get $1 trillion in stock just the way it is. Isn't that enough motivation? And he said, look, Fidelity and others have more stakes than me, and why don't they show up for work? Oh, love it. He's good. Oh gosh, I was showing the screen again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you guys have to tell me if I'm not showing the screen. Oh, okay. All right. Well, let's do that. I mean, we did a full review. So folks who didn't watch the beginning, Scott and Hans really broke this down. Everything we're seeing on the screen, exactly what's capable and not capable. Thank you both for jumping on board right away. We'll do it again if there's new news. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye now.